All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings movie review. My name is Tank Kramer. I'm with Will, Peppa MD, and we get a special guest today. We got Randy. She is the creator of the Dead by Daylight community, which is, I believe, the biggest Dead by Daylight community. Like
55,000 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is awesome. Yeah. So we wanted you to come in because this week we have a special classic review that we're doing. It's the season for Santa and all that, but there also is an evil version. We got Krampus, who's also in the video game Dead by Daylight. So I know you guys been playing that a lot, right? So
yes.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily a character. Let me clarify. He's a skin that you could throw on one of the original characters in the game. Although we'll get to that in a second about like maybe a future character. I know Randy and I have talked about that, but
we've been waiting for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But cool. Yeah. I mean, we're doing there's been a bunch of different Krampus movies. We were trying to figure out which one is one of the better ones, so we decided to go with the 2015 version, which is Adam Scott is probably the biggest character or actor that was in this one. So yeah, you want to watch the trailer real quick and you want to let us know what's going on, Will?
Sure. I'll give you guys a little insight, a little synopsis on what the movie's about real briefly. So real quick, a boy who had a bad Christmas accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home. Right. When his dysfunctional family clashes over the holidays, a young Max, who's our main protagonist, gets disillusioned and turns his back on Christmas. Meanwhile, this lack of festive spirit unleashes the wrath of Krampus, a demonic force of ancient evil intent on punishing non-believers. All hell breaks loose as beloved holiday icons take on a monstrous life of their own, laying siege to the fractured family's home and forcing them to fight for one another if they hope to survive. This movie really reminds me of like an evil version of Christmas Family Vacation. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
It really reminds me. It's a family that like has their their issues. Any family has their issues, right? And then they invited like some relatives to come stay with them, just like Christmas Family Vacation, and it turns to crap. A lot of crazy scenes in here. We'll see a lot of jump scares. So if you're into that, this is the movie for you. That's the main character's like sister. There's so many scenes where they're like running away from evil. A lot of monsters in here. One being Krampus. Oh my God, scary as hell. He's so tall, but big thriller.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It was super. I don't know. I want to say interesting, but it was fun. It was fun because I think Krampus is definitely a story that is from, I think, actual like myths and stuff like that. From
do you know the myth?
Tell us.
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, if you know, do you know it?
So he's actually been around since the 17th century. Everybody thinks that Krampus is like against Santa, but he actually assists Santa. So on December 5th every year, basically Santa goes and he brings gifts like little treats for the kids who have behaved, and Krampus delivers whips and torturous treats to all the kids who misbehaved. Actually, it says that he used to whip them with birch rods.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That is deep. I've never
very
heard of that.
very deep. There's a huge thing over there about
17th century. Okay.
17th century.
Yeah, because I was always under the impression it was a like an evil version of Santa, where instead of rewarding girls and boys that were good, he punishes the bad little boys and girls. That was kind of like the vague kind of idea that I always thought of, but I didn't know they work together, which is
they work together. He's basically punishing the kids who have lost the Christmas spirit. So yeah.
Okay.
So Santa and Krampus, you'll never see them beefing then. They're working together. They're okay with each other. They're aware of each other's existence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So That's kind of cool. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, I didn't know there were so many famous people in this stupid movie. Holy crap! So, like Adam Scott, he's probably already super well known. You know, not The Office, Parks and Rec,
yep.
Step Brothers. So obviously, you know, like he was awesome in Step Brothers. But yeah, I mean, David Kochner. Yeah,
Kochner.
he's always awesome and been in a bunch of funny stuff. And then the maid from 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Was it Conchetta Farrell?
I thought I recognized her.
Conchetta Farrell.
And the woman from Hereditary. Have you seen that horror movie?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah. But as I was looking, there was a lot of Seth Green was in this movie as a voice.
Yeah.
He was Lumpy, which is, I believe, one of the monsters, the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
And then also Justin Roiland, you know, the Rick and Morty, you know, the voice of Morty. He was Clumpy. I'm trying to remember which one Clumpy was. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. And I was like, what? I'm like, I wish I would have known this before watching the movie, because I love Justin Roiland. That he's awesome. So, but yeah. And you know, Michael Daughtry directed it, which, you know, he's a fairly big actor or big director. He's done some good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alison Tolman. I don't know if you recognize her. She's starting to be more popular. She's in, I think her recent one is Good Girls. She kind of plays like the, you know, bad mom.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know there's a few other ones, but I don't have it top of my head. But yeah, I mean,
pretty stacked cast for sure.
Yeah, for a Christmas horror film, which usually doesn't do too well. But yeah, we'll get into like the ratings later, towards the end. But yeah, Michael Daughtry, if you know who he is, he's done probably my favorite Halloween movies, Trick or Treat.
Yes.
Love it. You know, so and then he did Godzilla, King of Monsters. You know, so he's, you know, not a nobody. You know, people, knows they know his work. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that's about it. But I know you guys want to get in some of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Go for it.
For me, right? When I think of this movie, I didn't have high expectations, and I'm looking at like some of the stats for the movie. It mentions that it's a comedy as well as a horror, and I kind of got that a little bit of the comedy relief from Howard, who's played by David Kochner. He was a little bit funny. Mm-hmm. He's like the guy in what's that, Christmas Family Vacation. He's like the one that's like shitter's full. He's like, he plays that kind of role, and he he did okay. He played Cousin Eddie pretty much.
There you go.
And so like I don't know why I died laughing at the scene where like he's coming in, he's bringing family, right? He brings in Aunt Dorothy, who the wife wasn't a big fan of family wise, and so he's like, okay, cool, everybody's here, right? And then out of nowhere, Sarah, who's like the wife, she's like, don't you have another kid? They left the freaking baby in the car.
Yeah.
You ever notice how well behaved that baby was the entire movie?
The whole time.
While it's like a home invasion happening. Like, what?
Right? Baby didn't scream or anything, do anything crazy. Yeah, that was just add some comedy aspects to this. I like the scene where the two daughters of the uncle of Howard, they're like kind of tomboyish a little bit, and I guess he's been grooming them to be like that, Howard's character, and they get real nasty with the main character Max, because like they just have that kind of relationship, But I did like how they captured the essence of what family dinners are like. So I never really had family dinners like this at my home. Our family kind of broke apart a little bit, and everyone kind of moved away and did their thing. But joining my wife's family for her family dinners, I definitely got that experience and really, got down to like, the little family dramas and the little like things where people were arguing.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was nice that they could capture that for a Christmas movie. So I did like that. The whole horror and jump scares really did it for me. There were so many times where I jumped out of my seat or I like threw my phone or like, man, it was just, it was good. It got me, and I'll chalk up a W just for those jump scares. But what about you guys? Randy, you want to go ahead tell us what really stood out to you in the movie? What you like?
I found it kind of like a cheesy horror movie. I can see how they made it sort of like a comedy one. I found it weird that it was a movie about Krampus and you didn't actually technically see Krampus until 20 minutes left in the entire movie when he comes down the chimney and the horns are out. Like, that was a badass scene, but I thought that you would see more of him. It was like mostly about his characters. I loved like the Jack in the Box upstairs where it's like that, like, epic face and he's chewing the kids. Like, I'd have to say that was like my favorite scene. But yeah, some things were weird. Like, all of a sudden they're like, we're gonna like board up the doors, and all of a sudden they have like all these planks. Like, where the fuck did these planks come from? Like, what? Thought that was a little bit weird. Did you guys notice in the bedroom, in the kids' bedroom, there was a robot chicken poster on the wall?
Oh,
was there?
There was. I thought that was cool.
Makes sense. Seth Green. So
yeah.
So,
that's hilarious. I did not know that. That's funny.
Good catch.
Yeah. Well, 2015. So Rick and Morty would have been kind of just starting, right? I think. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta remember. I don't know the timeline of Rick and Morty, but I wonder if there's a reference. I kind of want to go back and watch that now. But yeah, I mean that was super cool. Anything else?
I pretty much liked it. The ending, I felt like the movie was about to end when everybody was dying. Like right before the kids got in the snowplow, and then it was like kind of boring there for a while. And then the end, like the kid, the hole opens up and he's like, "Take me." It was weird, the placement to the end of the movie. Like, it was awesome. I love the like horror scenes. I love the like fight with the gingerbread man in the kitchen. The guns, like the guy has a whole arsenal in the back of his vehicle. That was badass.
That was cool.
But, no, overall, I'm not too much of a critic, so like I thought it was good. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I gotta, with the bad guys, definitely his little minions. Those were the best. I kind of enjoyed the whole weird political kind of thing, where the uncle is the crazy uncle, the gun nut, and they even like legit like oh, they get free gifts, like, oh, they must be Democrats. I was like, what? That's so stupid. I like laughed because I was like, okay, and it's like, and like talk about like a very tropey kind of thing that they do is like politics coming into big family dinners. So I thought that was that was super funny.
I try to block them from getting.
So I enjoyed that part of it, and then the whole part of once you got to see his minions, that was epic. The Jack in the Box was super cool. The gingerbread men were so funny. What was it? Like the first time you see like the gingerbread man, one of the gingerbread man come down the chimney
on the hook, right?
Yeah, on the hook, and the little fat boy just like, like, I'm gonna eat it because he's, this is like a mindless like eater. And then like then he like wraps him up and stuff like that. I was like, oh, it was just really well done, where it's like funny and scary at the same time, and I feel like a movie needs to know what it is, and doing something like that definitely made it feel like they, even if the shoe fell at the end, it was very like silly. You're not gonna see something like that in a real scary movie. But yeah, I enjoyed that. But the graphics were really a lot better than I expected. I was expecting some pretty kind of cruddy graphics, and the monsters looked pretty cool.
They did.
Like really, really good. Well done.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that Jack in the Box, man, with his mouth kind of like open three ways kind of thing.
Ooh,
that was creepy.
Or the bear, like the bear looked
Oh,
pretty
the bear,
badass
yeah.
with like the bloody mouth.
Yeah. So that was super cool. I kind of wish I wanted to see more of the elves when they kind of like started to raid the house.
Yeah.
But that was very
creepy.
dark and very quick. Yeah, it was super creepy because they come in and start just messing with stuff. But
and then they stop because you know Krampus was coming. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So
yeah. So, but I like the whole Krampus thing. He kind of like stalking the whole time. The snowman outside was really a cool touch. And like when he's stalking the sister around the car. You know, it was pretty cool. You know, it was very, very entertaining. And I enjoyed seeing like a funny, scary kind of thing, you know, because as we figured out with other movies, like it needs to figure out what it is and then go with it. You know, if it wants to be scary, then be scary. If you want to be a little silly and scary, then go with it, you know. But yeah, this one did that really, really well.
It was a good mix of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And now it's like my ultimate like is always Evil Dead. Evil Dead will be the ultimate like funny, scary, horrible horror kind of like, you know. But also Malignant's up there now. Like Malignant's definitely in my like top like scary, funny movies, you know.
Yes.
And instant like at first, like the more I think about it and the more I watch it, the more I'm like, I really do love that movie, you know. and this one was kind of like, okay, I get it. Great actors, you know, and great special effects, you know. So I don't know what else you can ask for.
Yeah,
you know,
it was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
And that beginning, that was crazy.
What?
You know, the shopping.
Oh,
it was supposed to be a scene of like the American Black Friday. They actually taped that in one day in a grocery store in New Zealand.
Oh, really? In New Zealand, of all places, really?
Yeah, thought that was kind of cool. But
yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of clips of crazy stuff like that on the internet now.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about some bad stuff? What are some things that you guys didn't like? I don't know. You want to go first, Will?
Yeah, I'll go first. So for me, Randy kind of touched on it earlier. I do feel like the end of the movie was a little bit rushed. At some point, we know, like, because of this kid's wish, right? He had a note, a Santa note that he was going to say, hey, can you help out my family? You know, and even, you know, sacrifice, you know, I don't mind sacrificing. And that's the whole key word that Krampus pays attention to. And when at the end of the movie, when like already now his family's getting sacrificed because he threw away his note out the window and summoned, you know, Krampus with his negativity, if you will. I feel like when it finally came full circle, when we get to the climax where he's like, oh man, you know, like I'm losing my family. He got what he wished for because he was so pissed at them and how they were acting and whatnot when they read his note at the dinner table. And so finally, you know, he was like, okay, fine, just take me. And I felt like that was just a way out to end the movie. And I don't know if they could have like did something else and really, you know, instead of just having for the climax, you know, you build up and then you kind of break down. It went like a slide right down. Like I didn't feel a letdown from all the excitement and the intensity that you know, being face to face, the final showdown, if you will, with Krampus. So I felt like it was a bit rushed at the very end. I don't know if it was because of budget cuts or something, or maybe they ran out of screen time, or I don't know what. But I feel like the flow at the very end, the very, very end, I'm talking last 5-10 minutes or something, was just, it could have done better. I don't know what they could have changed, but I'm also not a writer. So yeah, that's just the big takeaway for me. The characters are very well done. The acting, very well done. And I like that it touched on, you know, a young person's perspective of how they see family and knowing the life lesson of, you know, the whole spending time with your family is way more valuable than any gift that you can give or get. So that's what I took away from it. I like that part, but I do feel like it was rushed at the end. What about you, Randy? What did what kind of rubbed you the wrong way?
I would say the same. The ending was just weird. Like it was like choppy. It just didn't seem like it
Mm-hmm.
flowed where it was like all this action and like the grandma when she got, attacked. I felt like they could have done more with that because the movie
Mm.
was kind of based on her as well because, she was the
True.
one when she was a child that Krampus came, took her entire family but her.
Yep.
And she was
Yeah.
scared, but if Krampus took my family, I'd be shitting my pants. Stuff like that. And then the whole the kid gets thrown into the hole and then he wakes up and all the family, and then they see the bell and they're all looking at each other like what's
Yup.
going on. So I was wondering like what it was the meaning to that. Were they actually there? Are they in like some dream world? Like
They're in some captured dream world, if you will, almost like the way I take it as is if you ever seen Groundhog Day. You ever seen Groundhog Day?
Mm-hmm.
So they're stuck in a loop, and I don't think it's a loop because I don't think their day is going to continue to go like that. But I think now they're in that little snow globe, if you will. And I don't know if you noticed, there's other snow globes that Krampus is keeping an eye on. And I think what Krampus did, the whole meaning behind the ending, is he took what's his name, Max's wish, his final wish, and he's like, fine, you wanted your family sacrificed, right? And then Max is like, nah. So then he's like, okay, fine. So if you want to sacrifice yourself, that's fine. I'll give you your family, which he does. He gives him his family back, but at the expense of now you're locked in a prison, if you will, a very nice, festive prison, Krampus style. But now they're stuck there forever. I don't think they can exit that world, if you will, or that reality. I don't think
Or that house. I think
that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually the house.
because even the background was very just like white, like
Very
whited out
weird,
kind
eh?
of thing.
It
Yeah.
was.
I heard
Yeah.
they left it that way because they're making, or they had plans to make another one. Like they kind of left it open that way.
Mm.
They could.
So they could do it where he grows up, the same thing, But overall,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
a good movie.
That would be epic. Where like the baby is now like a teenager. He's like in his 20s, and like Adam Scott like wind up killing the uncle or something. So now you have like a dead rotting corpse in the corner every morning. But I took it like the same thing, the Groundhog Day kind of thing. It was like they lost the Christmas spirit, so now they have to live Christmas every day,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But that'd be super interesting if they decide to go that route and like, hey, now that you still get to age or something like
Right.
that. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. I didn't even think about that.
Kind of like in It Chapter 2, the movie where they're all grown
Yeah.
up. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I enjoyed that part of the ending, but the whole ending as a whole, the same thing like you guys, like that was by far just, it wasn't like horrible, like as in like as it was just like plain stupid. It was just a very like rushed, like because they had a really good like escalation to the climax, and then it just like all happened really quick, and then boom, it was over. And I was like, wait, hold on. It was like I want more, but
Yeah.
I mean that was the only bad thing. But I enjoyed the ending with them in the snow globy kind of thing and stuff like that. I'm like, that's cool, because you could take it different ways, but I just wish they got there a little differently,
Yeah.
like
They could have ended it better. Like,
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
know how.
Yeah. I mean, even if they would have added another like maybe 15 minutes to it, I think that would have been okay, because it was only about an hour and a half, which is
It was very short,
pretty
wasn't
short.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, the part where he's just like, take me instead. I honestly, the first time I watched it, thought that was going to be like the words where he all of a sudden feels all this Christmas and Krampus and all this stuff gets sucked into the hole and like, he's back into the house again. Something like that. And when he got thrown in, I was like, wow, like it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Threw you off. I could see that.
Yeah, I was expecting a happy ending too. I'm like, oh, is it just gonna go back to normal because he refound the Christmas spirit? But I'm kind of glad they didn't go that route. I'm like, nah, like you're going full on horror, go
Yeah.
do that, do that. But I'm always a big like with horror films, the ending makes or breaks the film.
Absolutely.
Like you can have I forgot what movie it was, but there's like a horror film that was super super good, so good, and at the very end you find out it's like the boogeyman, and then it got super stupid at the end, and I was like, it was such a good movie, like an hour and 15 minutes of awesomeness, and then the 15 minutes just ruined everything because it just sucked. So this one didn't have a horrible ending. Like I said, it was rushed, a little out of place, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It didn't ruin the rest of the movie. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Anything like good or bad, real quick?
I got one
that you guys can think of.
Randy mentioned, and now that I'm thinking back, I agree. So Randy said that we didn't really see the movie's called Krampus.
Yes.
Right? I know the stories on him and all that, and we get a lot of that lore with the grandma, but I kind of did want to see him more. Like maybe not. I know they wanted to build up to him, right, or build up to this climax and the final showdown. I get that, right? But if they could have shown like his silhouette, or maybe like a zoom in shot on his shoulder and show the grotesqueness of his, of his fit or whatever,
his horns.
Like, his horns, they could have like the little pops of like imagery of him and really be like, oh man, I'm really scared of him now. Like I didn't get that. I didn't get the buildup of scariness to him. I got the buildup of scariness to his minions, and that was well done. But yeah, seeing more Krampus would have been nice. It would have added on to the thrill. Because then, the movie is called Krampus, right? So, yeah, I definitely agree with what Randy said. Besides that, very well done. It could have been a longer movie. Now that you mention it, an hour and 30 minutes. They could have thrown on another 20, 30 minutes, and I would have been okay with it.
Yeah. I think 30 would have been a little much for me.
30 would have been too much?
I would say mid 15, max 20 for me. Okay. It would have been... Yeah, because this movie being 2 hours, that's a lot.
Yeah, unless it was like action, not like the slow ending. Yeah. I mean, definitely spread out the ending a little bit more, but then you would have to fill in some more in the middle. But the beginning and the middle were great. I enjoyed that a lot. The ending, it's a little bit more, just something a little bit more. But yeah, definitely agree with wanting to see Krampus a little bit more. He was a cool design, very different than some of the other ones I did. He had this weird, like droopy kind of long face that was kind of creepy with these massive horns, and he was wearing like a Santa kind of like a jacket, kind of thing, which is super awesome. So I enjoyed that one. Well, and he was very much like Santa. Like, right off the bat, there's that big bag outside the door. You could hear the sleigh, the bells, like, his gingerbread man.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Even like he was on the roof, that one scene where he's chasing Beth, which is the sister. He's like jumping roof to roof, which was kind of cool, and that's something you expect, like,
we did see that.
Yeah. But there he was just like this blob, this dark blob in the background, and I mean, you saw the horns, but that was about it. And then you see his foot, or his little hoofed feet. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked more of him. Yeah. Anything else before we go on?
Nah, I think we're ready for reviews.
Yeah. Let me bring it up. All right, go for it, Will.
Alrighty, so here at the Nerd Huddle, us spoiler kings and queens, hey, what's up? We like to review movies a little bit differently over here. We don't do the 4 or 5 star rating. No, we don't do any of that. We do it our way. So our way is you either rate this a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means, it's his priority, drop everything, spend all your money towards this movie right now because it's that good. A watch later means, hey, you can put this on the back burner and catch this on streaming when it's, kind of died down a little bit. And a watch never means don't even give this movie a chance. It's that trash. So with that being said, I want to point the direction to Randy. What do you think? Do you rate this a watch now, a later, or never, and why?
Okay, so I'm gonna rate this a watch later. It wasn't the best, it wasn't like, when I watch horror movies, I want to be scared. And there was some jump scenes, but it was good. I really can't complain about it. It was like a horror, but funny. It I enjoyed the movie the whole time, but I wouldn't say never either. You know, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like, wow, that was awesome. So
Yeah.
Action item.
Cool. Okay.
yeah. How about you guys?
Yeah, let me say. So I want to say, based off of what we said a little bit earlier, based on the flow of the story overall was really good. The build up really good. The lore education was nice. Seeing the grandma talk a little bit. I liked the casting and how the movie was like built up, but it fell short in the end, kind of how we discussed. And I really feel like that took away from the movie, having like an overall like, okay, now I know what the movie was about, right? So I know what the movie was about, but it took a little bit of like breaking down, and so that's okay. So for that, I give this movie a watch later as well. Very well done. If you make the ending better, it's a watch now for me. It's that close. It's really borderline for me because I did enjoy it so much. I lose focus when it comes to movies. I have not been diagnosed with ADHD, but I really do feel like I have it, just because I cannot focus and sit down. And I know I am a movie review critic, so that's like really, really hypocritical, but but I make it work. And this movie didn't have to make me work that hard to sit down and watch it, so I did enjoy it. What about you, Think? Yeah. What do you think this movie rates?
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I think later is a good. I might not be as close to never or now as Will is. And yeah, definitely not a never. I think it's worth a watch. If you have like a family that likes horror kind of genre and they're big into that, I could definitely see, watching this, during like after Christmas dinner or something like that. It'd be kind of like a fun little movie to watch.
Kids last night.
Did you?
She's like, I live in a neighborhood that's all old people. My daughter's like, I want to make that snowman. As soon as the snowman's sticky, I'm thinking, oh man,
nice,
awesome.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. It's like, it's worth it, especially if you like the horror genre. Definitely watch it, like when you can. But it's not a like now, and I think it knew what it was doing. There's very, very few like now movies, that are like the horror Christmas, genre, which is a very, very like niche kind of section. But this one I thought was super fun to watch. Great actors, great graphics. Fun story. Yeah, it was just beginning to end, super fun. I think especially if you like the beginning, like you guys said with the Black Friday kind of stuff, that's always like, fun to watch, seeing people like go crazy over something stupid. So I enjoyed it, but giving it a later. Yeah. So then also we look at Rotten Tomatoes. So it's been out for a while, 6 years at this point. So it's got not that many critic reviews. Only got 131 critic reviews, but they gave it a 66%, which is not too bad. But the audience gave it a 51%. So,
wow.
Yeah, which kind of like got me by surprise, because I thought like definitely the audiences would have enjoyed this one a little bit more, because usually the critics are the ones that are kind of
harder, right?
Like harder on stuff like this. Yeah, so only the critics usually give it a pretty bad review. This one, the audience did not like it. Yeah, so we got one guy, Jake, gave it 1.5 stars, and he goes, the movie does nothing to make any logical sense. What? Like you're way past that, man. Logical sense.
Yeah.
Logical.
Yeah, he goes, it's a movie. Yeah, but even like it's a movie designed for a group of people looking for a campy horror Christmas movie. That's like, but that's what the movie is.
It's
that's like going. Yeah, right. But it's like you're not gonna go watch the new Spider-Man movie and you're like, I really don't like superheroes. I was like, then you're not gonna like it. Most likely. It's like,
yep.
It's made for the people who want to see it. So, yeah, and another person, Jason, gave it a 0.5 star, and it's like, this movie was terrible. He said it had a lot of potential. It could have been epic, but it chose to focus on CGI cartoon gingerbread man and killer toys. And and bad music and cheesy, campy, eerie stuff. But I'm like, yeah. So the kids were annoying, but I think that was kind of part of it,
That
was to
definitely-
have,
that's the family experience.
annoying kids.
Annoying kids.
Yeah, because you had that, what was it? Huey? I remember the boy, the cousin, who just like, when Max is talking to him, he goes, "Oh, you want to play video games?" And he has that stupid like dead face on his like, It was like that part had me cracking up because he's just staring at him like, just like, I don't know. That part was funny. Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, some of these audience reviews are always kind of like, okay, I guess. But yeah. And I don't know what it did in the box office. Krampus. Did you guys go see this in the movie theater?
I did not.
No,
I don't think I ever did. Yeah.
Streaming in 2017, I think. I feel a couple years after it came out, I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got it on like Netflix, like when Netflix was like sending movies, like still
Sending movies in the mail. Wow.
Yeah.
Spend some time.
So Krampus in the box office did not too bad. So it did a little bit over $61 million worldwide. So, and it had a budget of 15 mil. So that's definitely a win for them.
Yeah, they did good then.
And domestic opening was 16 mil, or a little bit over 16 mil. So that's really good. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a comedy, drama, fantasy, horror, which, I agree. I agree.
Now I got a question for you both. With this being the second like holiday movie that the director has done, first being, was it Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat.
If we were to see another one of these, which holiday do you think he would go with? If we pick something completely different.
Oh, you want to go, Randy? I already know.
Easter. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like an Easter one with like.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see that Killer Bunny.
Yeah, like the eggs are like bombs, or they like they ooze out like something, or there's like little evil bunnies in them. Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Or the peeps. You can have like peeps come after you,
like bloody peeps.
Yeah.
That's good.
That'd be super cool. And there's like, is there any Easter horror films?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think so.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That'd be interesting.
I'll look that one up. I want to say no, or at least none that are relevant, because neither one of us can really bring one up.
And you see those YouTube clips where they take like, happy movies and then they turn it into like a scary trailer. I think you can turn anything into a horror movie, really. Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
With the proper sounds and stuff. So.
Yeah. You can make a real evil looking Easter bunny. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
like Five Nights at Freddy's, kind of like creepy.
Oh.
Yeah. Or like a evil Easter egg hunt. Like the bunny hunts you. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that'd be super. That'd be interesting. But real quick, I was thinking like I wouldn't mind seeing a good reboot of Leprechaun. Like on St. Patty's Day or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He can do it because the first Leprechaun is pretty good. Very, very campy, same kind of thing. Jennifer Aniston was in it. I was like, let's go, like, and then it got weird, man. It got weird with like Leprechaun in space, Leprechaun in the hood.
This one.
I mean, it got bad. It got bad. So I think they could do a cool like St. Patty's Day, relevant Leprechaun one. I think that'd be cool. But I think that'd be. I don't know if you could pull that off in today's climate, though.
Ooh.
With the good graphics,
it'd be controversial. It'd be
pretty. Yeah, I was thinking more controversial.
I guess
because you are like making fun of like the Irish culture, but it's also like also a myth. I mean, I don't know. Because I'm assuming the Leprechaun isn't just like this great little creature at the end of the rainbow that just gives up his coins. I'm sure there's a little bit more like in depth kind of evil bad part of it that I don't know. But I would like to see that. I don't know. I think the Easter Bunny will be done first before they do a Leprechaun again. What about you, Will? What were you thinking about?
So I kind of had a different direction. I'd like to see like an evil horror take on a holiday. I would love to see Valentine's Day done evil or done like dark. So imagine a killer Cupid that like when he strikes you and then he strikes, you know, the other person. What if you want to kill each other instead of you want to like, you know, love each other? But then I don't know, something like that where you plan each other's love, but then you also want to die or something. If you can get the Cupid dark, that'd be something interesting I want to see. For sure.
That'd be cool. Like he starts, instead of like with the bows and making people fall in love, he like kills them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like kills them as they're having sex or something like crazy like that. Like
He's the anti-love. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, not on my clock or whatever. Or it's like not approved. He doesn't approve that love for whatever reason. He's like, you know, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh man. But yeah, anything else?
Nah, that's all I got. What about you, Randy?
Yeah.
I think that's it all.
Yeah. So yeah, this was just like a one that I think Will, you said you wanted to do Krampus right before Christmas. Makes sense. And it kind of goes like you said, there's the Krampus skin in the Dead by Daylight game. So we got the creator of the biggest Dead by Daylight group with us, Randy, doing it. So yeah, appreciate it, Randy, for you coming in and talking about this classic movie.
Thank you for inviting me.
But yeah.
Oh
yeah,
fun.
anytime. Yeah, it is. But yeah, so hopefully this is for sure going to come out before Christmas. But yeah, so make sure you guys leave a comment and let us know what you guys thought about Krampus. If you watched it, didn't watch it, if you liked it, didn't like it, it was kind of goofy, silly, and stuff like that. Let us know what you thought about the movie. But I think that is it from us today. Hopefully we'll do another scary holiday movie if we can find one. Now I'm gonna look for
one.
Yeah, I think there is one.
Is there?
I think there is one. I'll look it up. I don't want to, but I think there is one. But yeah, so we'll get into that. We'll get like our holiday horror films. Will be cool. A little subgenre of everything. But yeah, that is it. Yeah. So and then make sure you guys hit that sub button. We appreciate it. We're trying to get to 60 before the end of the year. And then hopefully pretty soon get to that 100 mark, and we'll figure out what we'll do for celebrating the 100 mark when we get to that. But yeah, thank you, Will. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us for a little bit. But that is it from the Spoiler Kings. But we will see you guys later.
Deuces.